over the years, Winchester would present special rifles to the President of the United States. They're known as presidential presentation rifles, which is a mouthful. And they were often, and maybe even usually, lever actions because that's classic Winchester and that's their heritage. But of course, in the mid-20th century, Winchester started producing what became known as the rifleman's rifle. The quintessential, almost perfect, what epitomizes perfect, bolt-action rifle. And Ashley's holding one here that is a presidential presentation rifle. The famous Winchester Model 70, chambered for the .264 Winchester Magnum, and it was presented to
President Kennedy. Kennedy. Actually, it was made for presentation to President Kennedy. It was completed, but then it was being engraved by John Klinsmann when President Kennedy was assassinated. So unfortunately, he never got to fire this rifle.
But he probably would have because he was a shooter.
He definitely was, and he was an NRA lifetime member, one of 8 presidents to be a lifetime member, and so he was just a great advocate for sport shooting and hunting, and so he would have loved this gun.
Yeah, it's a beauty. Now the Model 70, of course, has the controlled round feed action. This was new in America, first rifle ever built with it, and it was so dependable, so rugged, you know, it sort of mimicked the Mauser, and it's considered the civilian version of the Mauser. It's a little lighter and sleeker, has all the features of a Mauser that make it so strong and dependable. And with this rifle, as strong as that bolt is, you could lock up a lot of pressure. And that's where you get things like the .300 Winchester Magnum and the .264 Winchester Magnum. Those things will generate 65,000 pounds per square inch of energy all locked up there. That's a lot.
And what I find interesting, since I like, you know, some of the older history, is that the bolt action has a really long history as well, going all the way back to the Dryzen needle gun in the mid-1800s. And so it's interesting to see in early development a needle gun being adapted all over the world, and then Winchester picking it up and making something like the Model 70. It's really cool to see how those firearms progress and how that technology progresses so that it can continue to get better throughout history.
Yeah, that's that boring history. You know, Winchester has 150 years of boring history of designing, building beautiful rifles. And that's the way rifle manufacturing works. Along with everything else, I think it's just evolution. You slowly learn from what went before, and you eventually end up with the rifleman's rifle.
Exactly.
Hey, if you want to find out more, visit the Cody Firearms Museum in Cody, Wyoming. You can go online to winchester.com and find out all kinds of details. Get boned up on the subject before you come out here so you can ask Ashley some intelligent questions. Ashley, how do they find you online?
Well, they can find us online at centerofthewest.org.
We're what you touch, we're what you keep. We're Winchester.